I've been looking forward to this conversation all morning. We've all had to sit through those movies about families, interesting families, dysfunctional or not so dysfunctional, getting together for Thanksgiving in good old America. But what about what happens when it's the Davids family from Cape Town and they're celebrating Eid, like so many families did across the country yesterday? Now, locally produced film Barakat takes you into Aisha's home, or Auntie Aisha, I suppose I should call her, as she gets her family together to tell them about a very new love development in her life. The movie has already won prestigious international awards and it was released on circuit this week. Aisha is played by Kyknet Ibrahim and the director is Amy Jafta, who will be joining us shortly. But first, let's take a look at Barakat.
Aisha Davids, sal jy met my trou?
Aisha, wat? Sy weet ek het sy pensioen aan. Wat jy nou opgeskep sa patansmens op jou ou dag? Abdul lê nog lou warm in sy graf.
Nou lekker! Ja, hulle is vroeg, ja.
Wat het die boys te sê oor Albertus? Hulle Pietie, ek het 'n plan. Ek gaan ons almal oorkry vir hulle parang en dan gaan ek die nuus vir hulle bring, maar op 'n mooi manier.
Wag. Wat gaat hier aan?
Sy's engaged. Wat? Wag nou. Kan ek net my moment enjoy, Kanala?
Ek wil so 'n bietjie stil staan deur te praat oor Barakat.
Mommy doesn't know what she's doing. It's love.
It's not love. Says who?
He's a nice man.
Ek gee nie om nie.
Sal jy at least try om 'n man te leer ken?
Wie is Abu Talib in die Koran?
Mohammed se oom
Wat is die 9de maand van die jaar?
Ramadan.
What is the call to pray?
Adan.
Sy is welcome hier. Ons het 'n paar gehad en sy sal nooit hom weer sien.
Pa sou baie disappointed
In the trailer. That's the trailer of Barakat. Do yourself a favor, just go and look at the trailer before going to watch the movie. On the line, we're joined by Amy Jafta, the director of the movie Barakat, and the star, Kyknet Ibrahim. Amy's in Cape Town, Kyknet is in Johannesburg. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So much buzz around this movie, and I think I'll start with you, Amy. You didn't just direct this movie, you co-wrote this movie as well. And I believe it took you about a year and a half, you and your co-writer, to get the script to where you were at the point of wanting to go to film. What was it like finally having all these characters in a room and hearing your words and this labor of yours coming to life?
Yeah. Good morning, Marcel, and thanks so much for having us. Yeah, we wrote the script actually over a weekend after thinking about the story for about a year and a half. So once we had done all the thinking process, the writing actually went really quickly. And it was just so incredibly freeing and exciting when we finally got this family around the table. We'd done our casting. And the first time I heard these voices come alive, I've said it in another interview as well, that like it felt like the Davids family. I finally felt like we've come home. And yeah, I think the casting was just so spot on that it immediately felt like these people had known each other their entire lives.
Kyknet, a friend of mine went to see the movie the other night, and she said that Kyknet eats up every scene. What drew you to the role of Aisha, and what made it come across that you ate up every scene? You must have loved playing her.
Well, first of all, I think the chance to work with Amy Jafta and Ephraim Gordon, I think that for me was the big draw card. I just, you know, the cast was so well picked, and it's people that I know, people that I've wanted to work with for ages, like June van Merch. I've known her all my life, and I've never worked with her before. Leslie Fong, I've known him most of my life, and I've never worked with him before. And Joey Rastin, Conita, all of the young, I mean, Kino Lee grew up in front of me, and I gave him his first professional job, in fact. And all of these wonderful, wonderful people. The crew, I mean, who would have known that I came into such a beautiful, beautiful situation. And, yeah, it was just, for me, it was the best thing that could ever have happened.
Amy, how important was the look and feel of this movie for you? Because I know I watched the trailer and speaking to peers of the same age, we all come from various parts of the Cape as well, and we all seem to have a very visceral response just to watching the trailer. And we said that it had a lot to do with seeing the community, seeing the homes of similar to aunties and uncles that we grew up with, hearing the accents, hearing the types of things they were speaking about as well. And it obviously has to do with the look and feel, and that had to be a big part of you putting together this production as well.
Absolutely. I think we knew that the people who were going to watch the film, or the people we wanted to watch the film, were going to be experts in the look and feel and sound of this world. They're going to know when there's a false note. They're going to know when they see something in a house that isn't supposed to be there. They know what these homes feel like, what it feels like to live in the Cape Flats, what it feels like to walk in these streets. So it was very important to me that every little shot, every object we picked, every moment, every room in the house needed to feel like how I remember the authenticity of my grandmother's house, my mother's house. So yeah, we worked very closely with our production designer, Sumaya Wickham, who won an award for her production design at one of our festivals. And she comes from that community as well. And so very closely with her, every object was picked with a lot of intention. And nothing was new. Everything was found. Everything we put in the house was found, came out of some auntie's kitchen or came out of some auntie's living room. We begged for doilies. We begged for rakams on the wall, just so that everything could be imbued with the story, everything you see on screen.
And what was it like having icons such as the lady who's on screen with you right now, Kyknet Ibrahim, June Van Mesh, and the list goes on? What was it like when you realized you actually had to work with these women on a daily basis?
Yeah, this role was written for Auntie Kyknet. First of all, we knew it was going to be her. If it was not going to be her, I don't know if we were going to make the film. I said that before. I think just the role had Kyknet's heart and soul in it from the beginning. As we were writing it, we imagined her saying these words. But I think the sitting around with these legends, especially people I've seen on TV my whole life, as you know, growing up in South Africa, watching South African film and TV, to finally be able to work with him, it started out feeling intimidating, but I think they're all such genuine human beings and such honest actors that the process became so beautiful. I think it was just a gift.
Unfortunately, we've run out of time, and I have so much to talk to both of you about, but maybe we'll find an excuse to get you on again. Kyknet Ibrahim and Amy Jefter joining us live there, virtually, as it were. Barakat is the movie, and on all accounts, it would be a great treat to go and watch.